1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, mic check.
That's good. The prompter?
First, it's the epic Chicago crossover event. Fire, PD, Men, and introducing Chicago Justice. Chicago crossover event March 1st, and the Chicago Justice premiere Sunday, March 5th on NBC.
On an all-new Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers drops by. NBC Tonight.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. Lightning lit the sky tonight, along with wind and heavy rain at times and quite a bit of rumbling.
You got that right. The thunder was pretty severe here, but the severe weather appears to be over for most of the Channel 3 viewing area. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Paul Barris to get the latest. How about it, Paul? It's just flown on past.
That's right. That's really out of here now. The threat of severe weather for the Tennessee Valley is over with right now. Let's take a look at that radar and we'll show you that the showers are well off to the east, and they're just showers now through Cherokee, Fannin County, Gilmer County, all the way down the southern part of Gordon County. The heaviest thunderstorm activity is well to the south and east of us right now. We did have some pretty good storms moved on by, but no reports of severe weather across the Tennessee Valley. Right now, the colder air is starting to move in. Those winds will be coming out of the northwest throughout much of the morning hours. Again, those winds will be strong too, 15 to 20 with gusts, and then tomorrow night we'll be dropping down into the 20s. Pretty much clear skies right through Friday, and then even into Saturday morning. We're looking at a lot of clear skies. So sunshine tomorrow, but it'll be deceivingly sunny because it's going to be a lot colder with that wind. We'll tell you all about it on my 7 day.
Paul, thank you. Chattanooga police are investigating 3 armed robberies in less than an hour, and they believe they're connected. Police say the first happened around 8:30 last night on Cherokee Boulevard, the second about 20 minutes later at the City Green apartment complex, the third about 20 minutes after that on the city's Riverwalk. In all 3 cases, the victims say a black male with a gun approached them and demanded they hand over their belongings. In all 3 cases, the victims complied with the suspect, and he took off in a white 4-door Hyundai Sonata with tinted windows. If you have any information about these robberies, call Chattanooga Police.
The burned body found in Whitfield County last month has been identified as being that of a missing man from Nashville, and police are calling his death a murder.
The GBI confirms the body is that of 26-year-old Luis Lopez. His family reported Lopez missing the day before his body was found. New at 11, Channel 3's Kelly McCarthy talks with the victim's sister and shares her message to the 13-year-old boy who found the body.
The sheriff believes Lopez was killed near Nashville, but the suspects drove more than 150 miles away and dumped the body in this wooded area and then set it on fire. Lab tests confirm it was the body of 26-year-old Luis Lopez found in these woods. His sister, Anna Lopez, is trying to understand why.
He was a very outgoing person, lovable, would give you his shirt on his back if you needed.
Lopez was a brother, uncle, son, and friend. While his family grieves their loss, Anna wants to tell the family of the young boy who found his body. She's sorry he has to endure that kind of trauma.
I don't know how he could feel to find something so horrible. You know, he's only a little boy. He's only 13, so I can only imagine how he feels and his mom or dad feels.
Anna says they lost their mother at a young age, and the rest of their family is in Mexico. Lopez has always been there for her, but has had struggles of his own.
So I just really don't know who would have done this to him. You know, me and him have two different lives, literally.
Metro Nashville police arrested Lopez and 11 others last June as part of a major 2-year drug investigation. The Whitfield County Sheriff's Office has not said if his arrest has anything to do with his murder. Anna says he's had dreams of starting his own construction business and was getting his life back on the right track.
We're not perfect. We make mistakes in our past, and he was trying to get on the right path to get his life straightened out. And
investigators are working with law enforcement in Nashville, and they say significant information has been gathered so far, but this investigation will continue. In Whitfield County, Kelly McCarthy, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Tonight in Crime Stoppers, an unsolved murder. A 19-year-old mother was shot and killed more than 2 years ago, and police are still trying to learn who's responsible. Jasmine Akins had been to a birthday party on the south side that Saturday in 2014. As night turned to Sunday morning, Jasmine left Chocolate City, formerly a club off Market Street, with friends. When they pulled into a parking lot, she was struck dead. 2 others were injured. The thought is she was caught in crossfire and was not the intended target. Gang members may have been pulling the triggers, leaving people afraid to tell police what they know.
I think those people may be scared to come forward and tell police what they know, but that's the great thing about Crime Stoppers is you call in, it's anonymous, no one will ever know that you called. What happens is you provide the information for the tip, I give you a tip number, you never give your name, and you'll use that tip number throughout the entire process up until you get your cash reward.
Her baby, Journey, is now 2 and will live her life without a mother. We'll pay you up to $1,000 if you can help deliver justice and some peace to this family. Call Crime Stoppers, 698-3333. If you get voicemail, leave a message, maybe even a way for Sergeant Miller to get back with you. He may have a few questions, but he'll never ask for your name.
A 4-wheeler and a motorcycle were stolen from a Hamilton County business, and deputies are hoping you know something about the crime. It happened in Lakeside. Surveillance video captured the theft. A white man driving an older model white Ford Explorer cut through a chain link fence and entered the lot. He was seen taking a red Suzuki King Quad ATV and a blue Yamaha motorcycle. If you recognize the man or have any information that could help investigators, call the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office.
Police say they caught 2 thieves red-handed while they were trying to install credit card skimming devices on some local gas pumps.
It happened at the MAPCO on Highway 153 at Gadd Road. Chattanooga police believe the men are part of a multi-state organized crime ring. Channel 3's Natalie Potts tells us why these crimes are so difficult to solve.
Police say a man in a U-Haul truck parked close to the gas pump had his hand inside of the access door. Then he and another suspect took off. The officer made a traffic stop and found the 2 men with the pump's key. A computer skimmer wire was also found, tossed out into the parking lot.
The odds of this kind of a capture are right up there with a meteor strike. They had to be caught in the act. This is a very high-tech crime, very difficult to pursue. Once they have the device there, all they have to do is pull up next to it, and they can wirelessly transmit that information. And again, the odds of catching them are just astronomical.
Rafael de los Rios Jr. and Yandy Sendeno Pena are both charged with vandalism, malicious mischief, and tampering with evidence. De Los Rios faces additional charges for possession of cocaine. Both men are from Florida.
This was part of an interstate ring that had been going around. As a matter of fact, it was the same two people that the Secret Service had been seeking in the last few weeks with national bulletins.
Damage to the pump number 1 is estimated to be about $10,000. Pump 3 was tampered with as well. This is the second time skimmers have hit this MAPCO. Others in Chattanooga and the Hickson area have been hit too.
People may not know they're victimized yet.
What makes this high-tech theft different than other skimming schemes? The device is placed inside of the pump's motherboard, and it's impossible to see. Thieves use Bluetooth technology to snatch your debit card and PIN numbers in just seconds.
Broad daylight, it shows the confidence they have, knowing that the likelihood of being caught is very minimal, and it also shows the volume that they were working this in.
Police say there could be more suspects or more skimming devices out there, so beware.
There's no way to tell. I mean, really, the best way obviously now is going to be to just pay for gas with cash.
That was Natalie Potts reporting. MAPCO released a statement tonight in which they thank the officers for their hard work.
It reads in part, our daily inspections of our pumps and use of security labels are a few of the steps we mandate at all of our locations. These security measures helped us immediately find this breach and report the incident to local law enforcement.
Keep an eye on your bank statements. If they don't add up or you believe you might be a skimming victim from any gas pump in our area, call Chattanooga Police.
And if the pump looks like it's been tampered with, don't use it.
Many schools are taking precautions when it comes to eliminating the spread of various stomach bugs and, of course, the flu. Just this week alone, all the counties you see highlighted in green had at least one school district closed due to illness. Bradley County, Cleveland City, Marion County, Polk County, Sweetwater City schools are all closed for the rest of the week. In Georgia, Walker County schools are also closed for the rest of the week.
A new proposal would make it illegal to have an open container of alcohol in a car on Tennessee roads. Governor Bill Haslam is proposing a bill to change the state's current law. Now, right now, the driver cannot drink behind the wheel, but passengers can. The push has the support of a local mom who has devoted her life to raising awareness of drunk driving after the death of her son.
I think it's great. I mean, personally, no one needs to be drinking in a vehicle because they could very easily pass it to the driver hand it back. And so I think it would be a great bill to have passed.
Now, there is some concern with the proposed Tennessee open container law for passengers. It does not meet federal regulations, and part of the state's share of federal road money is diverted to DUI enforcement. Prosecutors and police worry the federal money would be lost under the change. After the break, Paul Bears has the full look at your 7-day forecast, including when you'll need your umbrella this weekend.
Plus, a look at the weather in the Northeast, where a massive winter storm could dump a foot of snow in some areas.
Hey everyone, it's Leslie Dale here at the TFP, and we have some fun feature tours to take you on this week, on a real estate ride and to a micro distillery to show you what happens from grain to glass. TimesFreePress.com.
Well, we didn't get any severe weather tonight, even though the watch came out. That was good news. That's very lucky that that happened, because usually when we get a watch, we get some sort of severe weather, at least some hail reports. And there was some pea-sized hail in a few places, but that was about it. Now it's going to be cold and windy. A whole other event occurring for tonight and tomorrow. The winds will be quite strong. 39 in the morning, only 41 into the afternoon, so very little temperature change. But the sun will be coming out in the latter part of the morning and into the afternoon. The Viper's showing all the rain pushing off into the Blue Ridge Mountains. There's hardly anything left anywhere in our area. We pull back a little bit, and you'll be able to see the heaviest rain is past Rome. It's approaching Atlanta, up towards Athens, Georgia, and moving towards Asheville, North Carolina. We pull back even further, and this line of thunderstorm activity goes all the way up into West Virginia. And then there's snow over Ohio moving to Pennsylvania. But that's just the beginning. Once that system moves off the East Coast, a big storm is going to swirl up with blizzard-like conditions. Some parts of New England, they're going to get 1 to 1.5 feet of snow in many spots up there. So it's going to be quite a trek for tomorrow morning's rush hour, and especially tomorrow afternoon's rush hour up in New York and Boston and Philadelphia. Winds are out of the north at 9, 54 right now in the city, 55 Cleveland, 56 Athens, and 59 in Dalton Murphy at about 55. Those temperatures will be tumbling all day long. 64 and 55, that was the overnight low, and about 1/4 inch of rain fell at the airport. 2/10 Dalton, 2/10 Trenton, 3/10 out near Scottsboro and Fort Payne. With Fort Mountain at 4/10, Calhoun also had 4/10, while Cleveland, Ottawa, Varnell, East Ridge all had about 2/10. Red Bank 2/10, Saudi Daisy had 2/10. Dunlap had about 3/10 of an inch, and Ringgold had about 3/10 of an inch too, with about 3/10 in Pikeville, 4/10 Colmont. But 10 Mile had 4/10 this morning and another 4/10 this afternoon, so they had almost an inch, by far and away the most. Murphy and Etowah about 2/10 of an inch of rain. Latest Vipercast is showing some snow showers into the Blue Ridge Mountains, the highest peaks, maybe a little bit earlier on in the Cumberland Plateau, but not that much. I don't think we'll see anything flurries or anything like that. Here we're going to see clearing skies for tomorrow, and then tomorrow night will be clear and cold. Lows dropping into the 20s by Friday. In the morning again in the 20s, but the wind starts shifting out of the south, so it warms us up into Friday afternoon, and it's going to stay clear for Friday night. And right into Saturday, we'll see just a few more clouds. Most of the showers will be out to the west and north of us. Now on a Sunday, we'll have a little better chance. I'm going to give it about a 30% chance for some showers coming up on Sunday, but only a 20% I think coming up for Saturday. Colmont, you'll be only 39 with a lot of sunshine. That'll be the afternoon high. Everybody's high is going to be at midnight. 44 in Birchwood for that temperature for tomorrow. So for tonight, 38, the rain already ending, windy and cold. Northwesterly winds 15 to 25 and gusty. 53 or so in the morning, temperatures dropping with clearing skies. And then for tomorrow night, very cold, winds die down, 27 for the low in the city, but low 20s away from the city. And then on Friday, we warm up to 57. And again, that high on Thursday is going to be, the temperatures will be falling throughout the day, but it is going to be windy. It's going to feel a lot colder. And then coming up on Saturday, a 20% chance for an isolated shower, 62. Sunday, even warmer, 70, but about a 30% chance for a few scattered showers. Isolated showers again coming up on Monday, and a better chance for some rain Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, but nothing really, really cold. I think all the big news stories, because all the networks are headquartered in New York, boy, they're going to be talking about this storm that's going to hit them.
Well, let's talk about the Northeast, because it's about to get hairy up there. They're bracing for the first major winter storm of the year.
NBC's Kurt Gregory has more on preparations.
Despite record high temperatures, cities across the Northeast are preparing for the year's first major winter storm.
We're going to have heavy snow, and right now the numbers have gone up even in the last 2 hours to accumulations anywhere from 12 to 18 inches of snow.
Officials across the region are hoping residents prepare for as much as 2 feet of snow and single-digit temperatures.
Temperatures are going to be very cold, falling to 17 degrees by 5 p.m. and 9 degrees later in the night. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour with a wind chill factor of -7.
Forecasters expect the system to affect Washington, D.C. early Thursday morning before working its way up the coast throughout the day. Road crews throughout the region have begun staging to be in place to plow roads and highways.
I will report to you that we have 634 state trucks ready, 250 contractor trucks ready to respond to snowfall.
Transportation officials worry about the timing of the storm.
This storm is happening at the worst part of the day for us.
As the storm moves in, officials across the Northeast all share a common message.
If you have a chance to take the day off and enjoy some snow.
The storm is expected to affect the region throughout the weekend. Kurt Gregory, NBC News.
When we come back, another Trump nominee is confirmed. Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions is the new Attorney General. Find out how close that vote was.
Plus, a 10-foot python is found near a Florida school. We'll show it to you in its entirety.
Be sure and wake up with us and start your morning with Channel 3 Eyewitness News today. Find out what happened overnight while you were sleeping. Michelle and Tim will have the latest live overnight news.
And we're going to celebrate something special. It is National Pizza Day. We took your votes, the best place in the Tennessee Valley to get a slice of pizza. We're going to tell you what you voted for, take you there, and maybe do a little sampling. We'll see you starting at 4:30 a.m.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
After another long and bitter fight, the Senate confirmed Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions to be the next United States Attorney General. The vote was narrow. The margin was 52-47. Sessions won confirmation largely along party lines. He now becomes the nation's top law enforcement official. He's the 6th cabinet nominee of President Trump to win approval and has pledged tougher enforcement of laws on immigration, drugs, and gun trafficking. The next nominee on the Senate's agenda, Georgia Congressman Tom Price, who is the president's choice for Secretary of Health and Human Services.
An accident during a high wire circus act sent several acrobats to the hospital in Sarasota, Florida. 5 acrobats were hurt while practicing the 8-man pyramid, an act scheduled to be the grand finale when Circus Sarasota opens its show Friday night. Doctors say 2 of the injured are in critical condition. The performers are from a troupe fronted by the famed Nick Walinda. He was serving as an anchor and did not fall. Those who did fell up to 35 feet.
Video a few moments ago may have made you squirm. Get ready to do so again. Authorities in Florida caught a massive Burmese python that was resting near a school. You can see a man reaching into a large brushy area, and he will retrieve the python. Children spotted that 10.5-foot snake as it was out sunbathing, or whatever Burmese pythons do. They're thought to pose little threat to humans, but can kill animals as large as alligators and deer. The snake was turned over to the Florida Wildlife Commission. Biologists there.
My goodness. Coming up in sports, the Mocs are prepping for a big one at First Place Furman tomorrow night.
And the Vols are starting to make their case for NC2A tournament play. Paul Shaheen has the highlights and sound in sports next.
Where the Tennessee Volunteers want to spend February. But after a 1-3 start to the season and a 1-4 start to SEC play, bubble talk isn't all that bad, especially if you're trending up. And the Vols just happen to be trending in that direction. Another example, tonight, at home with Ole Miss. Not a must-win, but yeah, a must-win. Early on, great ball movement. Williams to Hubbs to Schofield. The jam. Vols up 2. Moving on, Ole Miss up a few. More great passing from Tennessee. Jordan Bone to Hubbs, rather. Tennessee down 4 at the break, second half. UT working it above the rim again. Bone the oop to Grant Williams. They're still playing catch-up, though. 3 minutes left to play. Rally time, down 2. It's Hubbs with the hustle, saving it to Williams underneath. We are tied at 64. Ole Miss follows that up with a turnover, and Hubbs would stay hot on offense. Watch him drive, penetrate left hand, no problem. Tennessee has its first lead since the 4-minute mark of the first half. Out of a timeout now, 6 to shoot, pulling away. Lamonte Turner to Jordan Bowden, knocking down a monster 3. TBA just rocking at that point. The Vols run away late. Tennessee just gaining momentum, 75-66 your final. They close the game, get this, on a 15-2 run.
I thought in the first half we were not, I thought both teams played hard the entire time, but I thought they had more emotion in the way they were playing. You can tell when your team is a little uptight, when they're not talking to each other, and I thought that they, on the other hand, were talkative, doing what they need to do. The second half we flipped it around, and then our defense coming down the stretch in the last, 4.5 minutes was really, really good for us.
It certainly was. Hey, the Chattanooga Mocs are on the road at Furman tomorrow night, a team they beat by 16 a month ago in Chattanooga. But that's not the number that tells this story. The number is 65. The Mocs held Furman to just 64 points in that win. Furman has lost now 6 games on the season. In 6 of those 8 losses, they've been held, you guessed it, under 65 points.
I think we played really, really well in the game. Going into the game, I think their biggest margin of defeat was 6 points, and that was at Georgia. Same thing at Michigan. And we ended up winning the game by 16 and putting 80 points on the board. I think you look at the losses they've had, especially at home the last 2 years, and just their schedule the last 2 years, when they score in the 60s, that's when teams have success against them. If they get into the 70s and 80s, that's when teams don't win and don't beat them. So, we did a good job defensively in the game.
The Mocs will need a lot more of that defense tomorrow night in Greenville, South Carolina. Get this, the Paladins have won 16 straight home games, so it's the SoCon's hottest road team against the SoCon's hottest home team. They tip at 7 tomorrow night. On the women's side, looking ahead, the Lady Vols next play Thursday with Missouri and Knoxville at 7. UT women trying to bounce back after that rough road loss to Georgia. The Lady Mocs are at ETSU on Friday at 7. The Chattanooga women beat the Lady Bucks by 15 last month. In the NFL, the Falcons cleaned more than just their lockers out yesterday. They wiped out a few defensive coaches along the way. Gone now is defensive coordinator Richard Smith and D-line coach Brian Cox. As far as Smith's departure goes, the writing may have been on the wall as head coach Dan Quinn took over defensive play calling late in the season. Looking ahead to the weekend now, one of the oldest sports is becoming all that more common in the Scenic City. Professional boxing returns once again to Chattanooga this weekend, thanks in part to Marcus Rogers and Grind Nation Boxing. They've had success with previous events, and they're expecting another great turnout. It goes down Saturday at the Convention Center downtown. Doors open at 6. Fights start at 7. $20 gets you in, and they even have a heavyweight bout this time around. But more importantly, Rogers, who grew up in the inner city, says these events are more than just a fight night.
Our main goal is to show people and show kids that it is another lane. It's not on the streets. And then also just bringing the family-oriented events. Like, people really come with their families. It's not just single events. Like, I see people come with their whole families, and it's a bunch of kids that come in. So I think just to keep that example going and just say, man, you can do whatever you want to do. And, like, I had obstacles in my life, and, we gotten over them, and we're just doing what we do now.
2 quick notes. If you've never seen boxing live, I really suggest it. It's almost like hockey. You really do fall in love with it live. And 1 year from today, for another, 29 minutes? Mm-hmm. The Olympics in Pyeongchang, South Korea.
Coming up
It's coming on us, yeah. Paul Barris, and one more look at weather.
All right, good news is all the severe weather's over with. The showers are pretty much over with, too. Let's take a quick look right now at your planner. We got temperatures at about 40 at 8. At noon, not much of a change, only around 41 or so by 3. But the big news for tomorrow is going to be windy, it's going to feel colder, but the sun will be coming back. So that'll put a smile on your face till you step outside. And then 55 on Thursday, Friday 57, isolated showers Saturday, and coming up on Sunday, some scattered showers, better chance for rain middle of next week.
It's an important lesson. Do not let beautiful sunshine fool you.
That's right. Sometimes it does.
It does. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.